Welcome back, everyone. Today I want to talk about, many wonderful things. Energies are going crazy on this planet currently, and one of the hardest things we find out is maybe interpersonal relationships, especially when we're moving through a process when we start thinking about our growth and where we want to really expand ourselves and everything that starts awakening inside of us, like the drive, the passion, the inspiration, the enthusiasm for life, the love for life, and suddenly people around you are maybe triggered. Have you noticed that when you decide to change your life, some people in your life will be triggered by that. Some people will be actually triggered by your growth, and that's actually happening to many people. And when I am making videos about this kind of things, often people write me, could you please talk more about how to deal with relationships, how to respond when my environment doesn't support what's actually good for me. Like, I know I'm here to evolve, but my environment doesn't support that. Or maybe you can even find your surroundings being toxic. You may say, I'm surrounded with toxic people and I'm in this toxic relationship. So, this is for you. So, energies are crazy right now. It's an incredible time. We're in a time of truth, you know that. And it means whoever was neglecting something that should be taken care of, their demons are chasing them, their past is chasing them. Like, people who've been neglecting their health are dealing with very bad situations right now. People who've been neglecting their worth, their value, are right now really thinking deeply about their lives and their position. Some of them are changing their jobs. Some of them are really considering to maybe, change everything. People who've been, neglecting their joy are right now deeply depressed. And the solution to everything is to make a shift in your state of being, to make a shift in your belief systems, to make a shift in how you approach life. And ask yourself how much you've been supporting your own growth and your own evolution. Because it's not just you're feeling bad and now you want to help others to feel better. It's like you want to put yourself into a state where you find out what's valuable about you, your talents, your skills, everything you can offer. And then you master this things so you can become a valuable part in the society. And that's a very beneficial way of thinking about yourself, and you're part of the whole, because you are part of the whole, right? And that's what these energies right now really encourage us to become the part of the whole. But to become the part of the whole means you have something to offer. So what do you have to offer is a good question, because you may recognize, for most of my life, I've been constantly giving myself to others and I have nothing to offer, which is a good realization, because it means your body needs something that now offer what you need to yourself. And that's when people truly go through what we call spiritual awakening. It's an awakening of the spirit within, which means you become aware that you are aware, and this is already a spiritual awareness. And when you become aware that you are aware, you recognize what is missing, you recognize what could be changed, you recognize what could be transformed, you recognize that you're still carrying the pain of the past, and it's time to heal, right? It's time to heal, it's time to let go, it's time to let go of the grudges, it's time to let go of attachments. It's time to let go of mental stories that are downgrading your confidence and your worthiness and your well-being, so you can fully acknowledge the greatness that actually makes you, right? The aliveness that is making your cells vibrant and your heart beating and your lungs breathing. And when you acknowledge more of the aliveness, more life, like what makes you feel alive. You recognize, well, I've been living completely against me, and that's good. That's a very good realization. So I want to talk today, a bit more about relationships. And you may recognize your growth truly will trigger others. And when you start changing, those who are comfortable with the old you may resist. Let them keep growing anyway. This is the greatest secret. Let them resist, but keep growing anyway, because, well, your path is your path, right? Most people will anyway not understand it. However, you shouldn't stop because of that, right? If you really want to meet your people, what are my people? If you truly want to meet your people in your life, well, you firstly need to let go of those who doesn't feel like your people, right? And this is the scariest thing, because we let go of the familiar. And familiar feels safe, right? And what feels safe doesn't provide you growth. So if it doesn't provide you growth, it provides you stagnation. But life doesn't support stagnation. There's the downward spiral or upward spiral. Life is constantly moving. So the question is only, are you going downward spiral or upward spiral? If you're moving upward spiral, expect some people in your life to be triggered by that. This is the age of truth. This is the age of aliveness. So if you want to feel alive, notice what is dimming your aliveness, what is dimming your light. It doesn't mean you just cut everything immediately. You just think about it and you start looking for new potential connections. You go into new fields where you feel more connected, where you feel more seen, more valued. But firstly, it starts with you. You are the most important person in your life. It's the relationship you have with yourself. Are you seeing yourself? Are you valuing yourself? Are you noticing? Well, one way to notice your value, like your worth, is to firstly recognize what is valuable about you. First, you can see my body is, well, it's quite incredible. I would not sell it. I would not give it to someone just for nothing. Start valuing your body. Then when you value your body, like if you have, like some people value their cars to such a degree that they really make sure they don't put just some bad fuel into it. They really take care of it. They polish it, they clean it, they take care of it. When you value your body, you put the best fuel into it, right? The best fluid, water into it. You breathe correctly. You take care of your state, right? Because you've recognized your life is most of the time not just how it's presented to you. It's how you perceive it. And the quality of your perception depends on the quality of your state of being, right? And your state of being is a reflection of your present energy. In metaphysical circles, they say the frequency, right? Raise your frequency. But in more grounded circles, we may say, shift your state of being. And the state of being is made out of your beliefs, out of your self-talk, but also out of your biochemistry. It's made out of the food you eat, the water you drink, how much you're active, how are your routines in your day. Because, well, we are like some crazy animals many times. And when we organize our routines, we become a bit more creative animals. And then if we work on spiritual evolution, we become creative beings. And we start co-creating our lives according to our intentions and our wills. As yesterday I mentioned to you, what William Shakespeare said, your body is a garden and your will is its gardener. So if you're not following your will, it means you're not cultivating your garden, you're not planting right seeds in your garden, someone else's. So you're growing someone else's flowers, and maybe you don't like that, right? So when it comes to this kind of evolution then, and spiritual evolution, it comes to the awareness back. You become aware, okay, well, I could shift my state of being. I could become in my inner dialogue, more intentional about myself. So I will not be just feeding my mind with some BS stuff. I will actually start educating my mind about what can help me to become the best me I can be, so I can stop waiting the changes and I become the change. And this is, well, a powerful thing that is very deeply present in, well, many individuals right now, and that's why the consciousness is shifting. There's a new energy that is emerging right now, and it's called what? It's called freedom. Yeah, freedom is emerging right now, but you must firstly become free so you can know how it feels, and then you can integrate more of it, right? So how freedom feels like, my friend, if you would see yourself 6 months from now, free, completely free, how does it feel? How does it feel? What do you think? And who are you? Really think about this, because it's quite powerful. And when you learn that, you must also learn to protect your energy, yes, because you may still be surrounded with many people who don't like that or who don't understand that. Not everyone deserves access to your mind, emotions, and soul. Set firm boundaries and don't feel guilty about it, right? This is something that many of us may experience, like especially if you're more empathic, more sensitive. You may try to set boundaries, but then you're like, oh, am I hurting this person? Oh, I didn't mean that. It's okay. No, don't worry. You're like that, and suddenly they rob you, right? They rob you of your energy. So you must become, or you need to become a bit more careful with how you're giving your energy, right? Because not to some people you offer them a finger and they take your whole body, right? And that's where you need to become very aware of how much you allow, how much of yourself you allow to give to others, how much you're opening up to others, to whom you're opening up. Like if you open up to someone who doesn't understand, who's not a good listener, they will start being smart on you, or they will start judging you, and you will be then like, what's wrong with people? Well, maybe certain people are not ready for you. Certain people are not open up enough to understand you. So they rather judge you, or they rather put you into a certain box, and you must understand you're not here to be put in any box. You're free. And yeah, you're free, my friend. So protect your energy so it will not be robbed by those who don't understand it and value it. This is a powerful lesson, because many of you may be having a hard time, not because you are not good enough, but because people around you don't see you for who you are, don't value you, because they don't understand themselves. And that's why you need to learn to protect your to set boundaries, to protect your energy. But then also look for people. Set intention to meet people that will understand you. And I found out the most powerful way to do that, because so many times people write, where can I meet my people? And well, the answer is firstly meet yourself. Meet yourself and then embrace yourself and then start doing what you're the most passionate about and start evolving in these fields. Why? Because when you start evolving in the fields you're passionate about, you will naturally start looking for ways and places and options where could you share more of it, or could you learn from it. Like some people go into seminars, some people go into book clubs, some people, like I'm an artist, a painter, I had an art exhibition, and sometimes I go into a gallery, and sometimes you can randomly just meet strangers that you really connect. It's not about waiting them or trying to force connections. It's about embracing yourself, and when the time comes, you see, universe doesn't make mistakes. If you're in a period of solitude, embrace it. Solitude is sacred, my friend. But then don't use it as an escape from the world. Use it as a preparation for the world. When you go deep into your passions, life hasn't planted into your passion for no reason, and dreams for no reason. No, it planted them into you so you would grow them, so you would share them with the world. This is what this time is really preparing you for. So my friends, yeah, crazy energy. Why? They are making you crazy in love with yourself and life. That's what's happening. Become crazy good, crazy in love with life. And see where it will take you. So yeah, solitude is sacred. If toxic relationships are draining you, spend more time alone. That's where your clarity and healing will happen, right? But then also work on your social skills. Work on communication skills so you can communicate your needs, so you can communicate your perception, so you can protect yourself when someone is crazy, when someone is weird around you. You can communicate that, right? Read some about social skills, some communication skills. I know sometimes you may feel so exhausted and drained out that you think people are crazy. The world is crazy. And maybe it is. The world around you may be crazy. But it doesn't mean the whole world is crazy. There are people who are crazy in love with life right now. And you can find them. And you will find them if you will firstly find you. Find yourself in solitude. And go through the process of healing. Talk with someone. Or like I remember I had around 2 years of not complete solitude, but I spent most of my time alone. I mean, almost alone in the studio creating. But it was an incredible time for me because I was so passionate about building what I've been building back at that time, something that, well, is supporting me today, that I just needed that time. So I was not in solitude because I was avoiding the world. I was in solitude because I was building the new world for me, a new world that will support my future. And that's when I was building the foundation for the life today. And this is one of the purposes of solitude, to build a new foundation that can be built on stone, not on sand that most people are building their fast lives, rushing and hustle and all of that, right? So solitude is sacred. Also know not everyone will understand you. Your spiritual journey is yours alone. Yeah, it's yours alone. Don't expect toxic people to support or even understand what you're going through. Don't expect toxic people to support or even understand what you're going through. Sometimes you will feel you are alone in this. And yes, many times you are, but you are only alone physically. You're not alone spiritually. Because, well, you're a glimpse of the divine. You're a spark of the divine. So when you feel alone, you must go within and recognize that you are part of something big, something huge. And as soon as you become aware that you're part of something bigger, you may experience a sense of support, a sense of being okay, a sense of gratitude may kind of take over. And that's when you will know that you're safe and you're protected. It doesn't need to be something mental, like you say, or it is if it helps you, like an affirmation. I am guided, I am supported. To me, what helps me the most is to get into a state of heart-brain coherence where I slow down my body. I go into my heart, I place my intention into my heart and I slow down my breathing. I deepen and slow down my breathing. And then I think about moments I felt the most connected with life. And as I think about these moments, already these emotions of gratitude, of connection, of bliss, of peace, of joy take over. And suddenly I know everything is okay. And in this state, I think clearly. I think greater thoughts. And it's just a different frequency. In this state, I don't care about my environment. I know I co-create my environment. So maybe how my life looks right now is a reflection of my past. But well, I will focus on my future. And I will create my future. That's when we learn to manifest. So not everyone will understand you, and sometimes you need to learn to detach with love. You need to learn to detach with love. You don't have to hate or resent toxic people. Just let them go. Release them with love and move forward. This is how it is. Because sometimes when it becomes tough, like when people around you don't understand you, you may develop a sense of hate. It's because that's how you've been used to respond to someone who doesn't understand you. And it's okay, you shouldn't hide that. If you have a sense of hate inside of you, find a better way to channel it, right? Go into a gym and do a very heavy workout if you need to. Go into the nature and jump around like a crazy animal. Sometimes when you feel angry, behave like an angry person. Don't hide that, right? But do it in a healthy way. Like go into the forest and jump around and scream around if you need to. But then integrate a greater understanding. Okay, it doesn't change much. I can be angry towards them and it doesn't change much. Love them for who they are. You don't need to force them into anything, right? Love them for who they are, but say, goodbye, my friend. I'm moving on because I haven't explored everything that's possible for me yet, and I'm willing to, right? And you say, thank you, goodbye, I'm wishing you well, and I'm wishing you health, and I'm wishing you love, and I'm wishing you a well-being. And you move on, right? Slowly but surely. Sometimes it's a bit tough because it may be at your home with your family members, and you will not just move on the next day, but you can make a plan for the next year or the next 3 years. And that's how you start making progress. And every time they trigger hate inside of you, know that it's hard to heal if you're constantly surrounded with the same triggers. Like I often say to you, I've made the most progress with my family when I actually moved away from my family. And then that's when we've started healing our relationship. So detach with love and move on. And know that your intuition is your guide, and many times you will just feel what is right. It's hard to feel what is right when you're constantly being triggered. That's why it's important to move away from what is triggering you, and then you will slowly start changing that. And that's something I found out powerful for me. And I only share what works for me because that's what I know that work. And well, hopefully it can help you as well. So always trust your intuition. And also know forgiveness doesn't mean excess. You can forgive people for your pace, but that doesn't mean you have to keep them in your life. This is so powerful. You can forgive them, but it doesn't mean they should stay in your life, right? If you feel like you have nothing in common with them, you've outgrown them maybe, or you have just taken a different path, you forgive them for your pace. You forgive them because you want to be okay with your past. You want to befriend your past and everything that happened and everything they done, which is already quite of a challenge. But at some point you find this place in your heart where you become okay with that. And you become grateful for the lessons. And you become grateful for the strength the pain gave you. So whatever cracked your heart, you become grateful for the lessons that came through these cracks, which takes time, and you shouldn't force that. But then once you maybe heal these parts of you, it doesn't mean these people should stay there. It means now I'm just at peace with you, but that's it, right? You move on. This is important to know, because sometimes people think they will take the easy way out. Like, I will forgive you and then I don't need to do anything about this relationship. No, most probably everything will start repeating. I don't know. That's something I've experienced in my life. When life calls you to move on, well, maybe it's time to move on. And then you learn to really raise your energy, to raise your state of being, to raise your frequency, to engage in things and practices, in doing what uplifts you, what makes you feel alive, something I've talked at the beginning of this video. When we do more of that, we recognize life is really short. Yeah, life is short. We are not here forever. Why wouldn't we live to the greatest possible abilities that God gave us, right? Why wouldn't we evolve what is so sacred inside of us? Why wouldn't we explore what is possible here? Why wouldn't we, right? Just because someone said so, or just because we don't feel supported, or just because we feel drained out because of a bad lifestyle? No, those things can be changed. There's many things that can't be changed, right? That's why you should stop focus on what can be changed and focus on what you can improve, what you can uplift. And one of these things is your energy. It is your frequency, and your frequency comes out of your attitude. It comes out of your perception towards life. It comes out of your inner dialogue. It's not that you just become kind towards yourself, but you start reframing the story. So every time you say, oh, I suck, I'm a bad person, you slow down and you say, no, I'm learning. I can learn anything. Yeah, I made a mistake, but that's how I grow, right? Make few more mistakes. Congratulations, you've learned a lot, right? It's a reframing. It's a time to reframe, but also learn the powerful way from NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, where you create kind of anchors, triggers that put you back into the right state of being. If you think about your past for a moment, like when you felt the most alive and the most grounded and the most focused and the most grateful, think about one memory. Just for a moment, think about one memory where you felt the most alive, the most grateful, focused, maybe the most relaxed, whatever you are looking for. Maybe it's just relaxed. It's beautiful. Think about it. And now experience it. And now amplify the sounds from that memory. Maybe the sound of birds, maybe the sound of water, of the ocean, maybe the sound of people around you communicating. And now amplify the light of your environment. Maybe the light of the sun, the light of the lights, whatever it is, the reflection of the light, amplify it. And now amplify emotions of how it feels. And now create a trigger, like maybe tie your fist or just few fingers, tie them, and maybe like an anchor. Every time you do this move, when you activate these muscles in your fingers or in your fist, you get back into this state. This is the practice from NLP known as triggering the peak state, or reawakening the state in which you want to live your life. That's how you shift your frequency back to where you want to stay. And through practice, you become more of it, because we are the product of our choices and of what we are repeating, right? And if you start repeating, doing something that puts you into a more ideal state you want to be in, you will program yourself to be more of this. And as you program yourself to be more of this, you will notice that all these crazy energies right now are actually supporting you, not blocking you. When they feel low, they're calling you into introspection. When they feel high right now, they're going upwards, so they will feel higher and higher for the next few days. You will feel more excited and more driven and more passionate. So yeah, you can use this kind of tools, and you see there are so many tools you can use to uplift your life. Maybe we can talk so much more about this. So that's how you raise your frequency. And remember also this, you're not responsible for fixing others. You can be compassionate without being someone's emotional dumping ground. Just remember this. You can't fix anyone. And I've made already a video where I've talked about my family story and protecting energy and coming to this realization that I truly am not here to fix others. I've been talking about this in a video that's called The Reason You're Feeling Exhausted is Because Your Time Has Come, or something like that, where I talk about this. And I also on Patreon, on our Patreon page, I've made a more precise video on that, which is also interesting. I also made yesterday a new guided meditation that can help you with a little bit with the manifestation in this time. So go and check it out. You're not responsible for fixing others. You can be compassionate without being someone's emotional dumping ground. Their healing is their job, not yours. And this understanding changed everything for me. Their healing is their job. Also, when I'm doing coaching, at the beginning when I started, I thought I have to bring everything so that person can change. But then I've recognized, well, I can only bring what I have. But if they're not doing their work, I've done my best. And this is something that truly changed me a lot. Their healing is their job, not yours. And know that new aligned people will come. Yeah, they will come. If you walk towards more alignment, if you're embodying more alignment, and what does it mean to embody more alignment? It means that you start doing more things that are aligned with you. When you crave peace, you start doing more what brings peace. When you crave joy, you start doing what brings more joy. When you crave passion, you start doing more of what you're passionate about. That's alignment. Alignment is embodying something that brings you what you need, that awakens inside of you what you need. And when you start doing more of that, more people like this will start coming into your life. And it will feel like a miracle. Yeah, it will feel like a miracle. As you elevate, you will naturally attract those who match your energy. Be patient and trust the process. That's it. Be patient and trust the process. Because, yeah, I am a proof of that. Like, right now I have the most incredible relationships in my life. But it happened because every single day I've been showing up. Every single day I've been doing the work. Every single day I try to do my best to keep doing what I'm passionate about. And yeah, manage my responsibilities, but realigning my life the way that I'm slowly letting go of what's not aligned with me, and I'm doing more of what is aligned with me. And it's a trial of error, and it's constant testing and trying and working and learning. And so, yeah, don't be afraid to fail in this process. Don't be afraid to fall completely out of alignment. Don't be afraid to lose your... Sometimes people say, I feel like I've done so many steps backwards on my spiritual growth. But the truth is, you haven't. You have the growth, but you're in a phase of chaos, which means that you're learning something new. And once everything will make sense, you will recognize that it felt like making 3 steps backwards, but actually in the fog, in the chaos, you made 10 steps forward, but only when the fog settles, you will see that, right? So obviously sometimes it feels like you're actually walking backwards, but you're just going on a different path that is bringing you different lessons that will only show up later. The progress, the results will only show up later, and then you will be like, oh yeah, it was so powerful. I needed to go through it. So never think that you are doing something wrong. Because as long as you're doing it with the right reasons, and as long as you're trying to make the most out of what is being presented to you, you are doing it right. And yes, eventually everything will make sense. So I hope you found a great value in today's message. We have crazy energies, but they are crazily supporting you to become the best you. Yeah. So I want to remind you, on our store, AttractPassion.com, we are slowly moving out stickers. We've been selling stickers of my art that you can find behind me. And we've decided that we will move it out. So this is the last stock that will ever be available in the way it was right now. And you can still get them. So if you would like to get stickers of my art, go and check out AttractPassion.com under the section products and then stickers. And you will find them. Hurry up, because there's not many of them available anymore. And also check out all of my paintings, prints of my paintings, original paintings. Few of them are available. If you would like to bring some of this supportive, transformative energy to your space, well, art serves like a portal, and the one that resonates with you holds within an energy that maybe you need. Look it in. You can also read a story. Each painting that I've created has like a philosophy with it, like a story with it that may be supportive to you. So check it out. And also join us on our Patreon community, where you will find some exclusive content, guided meditations that I'm only posting there, and so much more. Me and Maya, my partner, have just started a new podcast called the AP Podcast, Attract Passion Podcast. And the second episode is coming out very soon. We've just finished it. So yes, check it out. And till next time, stay connected. Don't allow your environment to distract you from who you came here to be. You are quite an incredible individual, and I think the collective needs more of who you are, not what they told you you should be. I think collective needs you. So show up as a warrior, show up as an artist, show up as a genius, show up as whatever you found within you, bravely, courageously, and authentically. Show up, yes. I will leave you here. Till next time, one love.